Oh, more walrus stickers getting misused, man. Can you buy me FIFA 23? See, even if I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't buy you FIFA 23, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the exact same as FIFA 22, and that's the exact same as FIFA 21, and that's the exact same as FIFA 20, and that, believe it or not, is the exact same as the FIFA that I used to play. It's the same game. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand how no one has figured out, like... See the fact that they keep making updates for everything. Like, see the amount of times that I don't play a lot of games now because I don't get the time, but see the fact that when I put on a game, I don't get to play it straight away because I need to update. I don't understand how no one has figured out. You could just update this every year instead of making a brand new thing that you need to buy and all that. It's made up nonsense. So no, you're not getting FIFA 23. What age were you when you realised you wanted this job? Did you ever feel like giving up? I was 34 when I realised what the job was. What I want to do. I was 34 and I'd spent 2 years trying to figure out what the job was. But before that, I had a job that I didn't like. And then before that, I had jobs that I didn't particularly like, but I used to fund me doing things that I did like playing music and turning up and doing gigs and stuff like that. So I was 34 when I wrote it, and I figured out this is what I'm going to do, right? So I was 34 when I realised that this was it. Like, this is what you're going to do. But when I became a professional walrus chaser, it pulled in so many different aspects of what I do. Because it's not a job. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a job in the aspect of like youth worker, because when you're a youth worker, then that's predominantly what you do. Like, you work with youth, and then like if you like, I'm not an author, but I'm writing a book. Do you know what I mean? But there's nothing in my job description to say that I can't do stuff. Like, I just follow the things that I think are the right thing to do. There was different ages where I realised I wanted to do different stuff. Like, I realised when I was 18 I wanted to work with young folk because I knew the difference that came from my life when I met people through youth work, like actual youth workers, like Gordon Cowan. Like, when he gave me his time, that made me go, if I can do this for someone else, then that's great. This is what I want to do. I realised I wanted to play music when I was 15. Like, it was loads of stuff, but it wasn't until I was 34 that I figured the whole thing out and was like, that's how you condense this all into one thing that doesn't really need to make sense to anyone else apart from yourself. So 34. I think that's normal. Like, I don't think you figure out what you want to do when you're 14 and you're right. And I think if you do figure it out when you're 14, that's incredible. Well done. Like, I think that's a feat, but yeah. I also think it's completely valid to figure it out when you're 34. And I think it's completely valid to figure it out when you're 44 and 54 and 64 and 74 and whatever. Like, I don't think it's not a competition. Like, that's the thing. It's not a competition about who figures it out first. So yeah, and did you ever feel like giving up? All the time. All the time. Like, yesterday. There was a moment yesterday where I was like, what's the point, man? What is the point? Why are you even bothering your buttocks to do this thing? Like, all the time. But there's a massive, massive difference between giving up and quitting. Like, I give up on things all the time. All the time. But I don't, quitting's completely different. Quitting's walking away. Quitting's packing up all your stuff and going, I'm not doing this anymore, and just leaving. Right? Giving up's completely different. Giving up's part of the process. That's part of the thing you should be doing. You should be doing a thing and keep doing it, or giving up on it because it's not working. It's that holding on to stuff that isn't working. That's the bad bit. That's the bit. Listen, if it's not working now, it's not going to work out in 2 years' time. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I give up on stuff all the time, and I've thought about giving up the walrus chasing thing. I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times. Like, there's been times where I've went in and had conversations with people about this, and then walked out going, I'm an idiot. Like, I am an idiot. This makes no sense to anyone. And then putting a bit of distance between me and the thing that just happened, and then being able to go, I'm going to keep doing what? Don't quit. Just keep going. just keep going. Does it feel right to you? That's it. So I've gave up hundreds of times. I gave up music. I gave up art. I gave up on I gave up jobs. Like I've quit jobs. Like I've quit. I quit. I'm done. So, ever feel like giving up? Yes. I'd be worried if I didn't feel like that, because I think it's really normal to go, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, there seems to be this thing where it's like once you've got it all figured out, that's it. It's easy street. I don't think anything's easy ever. Like, I think when you're on easy street, you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be on it. If you wake up every day and it's easy, what's the point? Like, there's no point. And you need that struggle. And that struggle comes with wanting to give up. And if you're in the bit where you're like, I'm not going to do this anymore, I'm giving up, I'm not going to do that, then you're probably in the right bit. Do you know what I mean? Because if you genuinely didn't care about it, you wouldn't be having a conversation with yourself. Like, if you genuinely didn't care about it, like, I'm done. There's no shame in giving up. I'm done. But quitting's completely different. It's just a different thing. I woke up this morning and I was like, right, I'll film all the questions today. Like, there wasn't a point where I was like, oh, I'm just going to give up. Like, I could have gave this up. Even this podcast idea, I could have gave this up. I thought about it. It's like, well, I've done 2. They didn't get 100 million people watching them. I should give up. But then I didn't. What's your mum's day and when's your birthday? That sounds like a scam. That sounds like a scam. Do you want the last 4 digits of my bank card as well? No chance. Can we get a taster of the book? And can you read a section of your book? I can't read a section of the book just yet, right? Because so when I'm in my book, I swear quite a lot, right? Because I swear quite a lot in real life, right? In real life, I swear quite a lot, but not on these. I try not to swear when I'm doing this because I know that, like, my boys watch my videos, but also, like, I know that I've got friends who watch the videos with their kids, so I try not to swear unless it's completely 100% necessary, right? And sometimes it is, okay? So I can't read you a section of the book for that reason. But when I do get the book finished, I'm going to do a thing where I'm putting out sections of the book and, like, reading them and stuff, and, like, having a warning at the start, like, I'm going to swear, kind of thing. But so that will happen, just not right now. And can we get a taster of your book? No. And I'll tell you why not yet, right? Because what happens, what I found in these situations is you go out, if I put this out, right, if I put something out that I'm working on, then someone gives me feedback. And if someone gives me feedback, then it might change what I'm doing. It's the same thing, like when I started writing the book, which is really the guide. When I started writing the guide, I had a few friends message me and go, you should read this book, and you should read this person's book, and you should read this person's book, and I didn't do it. Like, I was like, thanks, but I'm not reading anything now until that's finished, because I don't want to then. It's a bit like the irony of learning art or learning music for me, where it's like, I feel that if you go and learn that creative thing from someone else, all you're going to do is learn how they do it and replicate what they do. And I think I've attempted, this is my 5th attempt at this book, the guide, right? So I have made a complete and utter disaster of it 4 times. 3 times, really. The 4th time I was like, there's something here, right? But the first, I binned everything. Like, I gave the first 6 chapters to people who read them and then got back to me and were like, this bit's good, I'm not sure about this bit. And I was like, oh, it doesn't matter because I've binned all that now. Like, so I'm reluctant to put anything out like that now, because then I might start to listen to other people. And if I listen to other people, then it's no longer a guide to how my brain works. It's me trying to fit my brain into someone else's brain, and that's not going to work, kind of thing. So, no, but in a nice way. A nice no. Not a horrible, rude no, you're no getting FIFA 23.